there we were, at the starting line. I remember my palms sweating, my heart was racing. I was 8 years old, competing in a high-stakes rubber ducky racing competition. I was staying at a super nice resort. It had everything. Comfy rooms, crazy good food, and a giant water park. That was my favorite place to be out of the entire resort. One day, while I was swimming, the lifeguard announced that they were hosting a rubber ducky racing contest. The winner of the contest would earn a free coupon at the resort's pizza place. I got so excited. After signing up, we got to choose a rubber ducky to use in the contest. Now, I was carefully browsing the selection they had, determined to find the best one. Then I saw it. Sleek, sharp, and the perfect aerodynamic shape. I even gave it a pep talk before the race. Now, it was time. The lifeguard had lined all of our ducks in a row. We stood there, waiting for what felt like an eternity for the signal. 3, 2, 1, go. We all watched as our ducks zoomed down the water slide. Then, all the kids started sprinting down the stairs, with each kid having their eyes on the rubber ducky. I was watching my rubber ducky, cheering it on with all my might. I got down to the water slide, and my eyes couldn't believe it. I won. I actually won. I never would have expected to win. It was a dream come true. Something actually went my way. I got my free coupon and held it up high with pride. I felt unstoppable. But I haven't always felt that way. I was 11 years old in a public speaking class. The teacher gave everyone an in-class assignment. We had 10 minutes to write a small speech about a fear we had. At the time, the dentist was my biggest nightmare, so I chose that. I was feeling super nervous, but I started writing it down. After a grueling 10 minutes, it was time to speak. I looked at my paper in terror, and I thought to myself, my speech looks horrible. This is gonna suck. And just before I knew it, it was my turn to go up and speak. I slowly got out of my chair and started walking up to the front to face the entire class. My hands were sweating, my throat felt tight. I was scared. I took a deep breath in and began to speak. Only a minute into speaking, my mind went totally blank. It was dead silent. All of my friends' eyes were on me, and sure enough, I broke. I ran off to my seat with tears running down my face, embarrassed by my performance. I absolutely bombed it. I thought to myself, nope, no way. I'm never doing that again. I dropped my head into my arms in shame, and all I could think about was how humiliated I was. After that day, I knew I couldn't risk something like that happening to me again. I avoided working on group projects. I stopped trying to make friends. I couldn't even do the littlest thing, like asking a waiter a simple question. It was all because that discomfort and humiliation stayed with me. I couldn't risk making a fool in front of myself ever. But something was bothering me. I couldn't be the only one who felt this way. There had to be a better way. So I asked my dad for some help. Together, we scrolled online to not only find similar stories, but real steps to help me overcome my fear. Through this, we discovered something very interesting. Honestly, it sounded insane. It was called a rejection challenge. Literally going out and asking bold questions to strangers, not to receive a yes, but rather a no. That idea really stuck to me. I thought, maybe confidence doesn't come from winning. Maybe it comes from learning to lose without shutting down. And so I did. I decided that I needed to start with a bang. I was making 10 uncomfortable asks a day to complete strangers, but not just any question. I was cold knocking on businesses. I would walk in, ask if I could speak to the owner, and then ask if I could book a 30-minute call with him to coach him on AI. These were people who didn't owe me a single minute of their time, trying to book an appointment, to sell. It was intense. And, of course, I got rejected way too many times to count. But I noticed something. The more I did it, the easier it got. That fear of rejection slowly started going away. I started feeling more relaxed, more in control of my emotions. I didn't take it as personally anymore. I was able to have natural feeling conversations with strangers with confidence and courage. I stopped seeing rejection as an obstacle, but rather as an opportunity. A study from the University of Michigan found that people who intentionally face rejection can rewire how their brain processes social risk, meaning the more we lean into rejection, the less it controls us. And that's what we can do. We don't need to wait until we feel ready. We build readiness by doing the thing anyway, by collecting the no and realizing it doesn't break us. So, I challenge you to get out of your comfort zone. You can start small. Ask your waiter for that weird modification to your order. Ask your teacher a question, even if you think you know the answer. Turn around and ask a stranger behind you in the Starbucks line their name, even if it's awkward, especially if it's awkward. The goal isn't to win. The goal is to practice asking so that when it matters most, you don't freeze, you show up. When young entrepreneurs lean into getting a no when asking for closes, they can build solid confidence and ensure their future success. So, take out your calendar and start blocking it out. Write down ways on how you can win through getting rejected. Describe the actions you're going to take and where you can get them. When we learn how to lean into rejection instead of running away from it, we can change the world.